Hey, and welcome back to the Acupuncturist. And yes, that is hard to say every single time, so don't worry, it's not just you. So, we've gotten a question. Our question is about insomnia. Now, to start off with, insomnia can mean a couple of different things in Chinese medicine. So when we talk about insomnia, what we usually want to know is, are you having trouble falling asleep, or are you having trouble staying asleep? Now, most people do a little bit of both, but typically there's going to be a predominance of one versus the other. The other thing we want to know is if you're waking up during the night, is it one big wake up and hard to get back to sleep, or are you sort of skimming the surface like a pebble? The particular question we got from one of our fine, fabulous listeners is having difficulty falling asleep and then waking up once at night and having difficulty falling asleep again at that point. Okay? So there's a couple things that we can potentially be dealing with here. Now, on a very basic fundamental level of Chinese medicine, what we're looking at is an imbalance of yin and yang energies. Now, if you're not familiar with yin and yang, if you've ever seen that little symbol, that's the yin-yang symbol. And basically those represent active, energetic, moving energy versus still, restive, recuperative energy. And the way that should work is during the day you should have a lot of yang energy because you're up, you're awake, you're doing things. And at night, the body shuts down and goes into a recuperative phase where yin energy dominates. The yang energy is anchored downward and that allows you to sleep. Looks something like that. I know, my artwork is fabulous. This is available for only $10,000. Check us out. We would be happy to sell this to you, and don't worry, I can make more. So what you'll see here is we've got daytime and nighttime, yang energy and yin energy, and just a basic sine wave, okay? So nothing super complex here. Moving onward though, most insomnia cases aren't solved by something quite so basic, although there are some tricks you can do to help bring that yang back down and anchor that yin, and I'll talk about those a little bit at the end. A lot of times when something's having trouble falling asleep, what we've got is we've got a system that's not turning off. Okay? What we've got is the stress response, the active system that isn't shutting down. And usually, if you talk to those people that have trouble falling asleep at night, what they tell you is their mind just doesn't turn off. They feel active, they feel restless, their brain keeps on tick, 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 ticking, whether they're trying to count sheep or otherwise. They just have a difficult time bringing that down. Okay? There's two systems really at play there from the Chinese medical perspective. We've got the energy of the spleen or the earth system and the liver or the wood system. From a Western physiological perspective, what we're looking at is the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic being fight or flight, there's a tiger in the room and I need to run away. Parasympathetic being, okay, I'm done running away from the tiger, now I need to eat something and take a long, long nap. Okay? And oftentimes, those systems get out of balance because only one can really be turned on at any given time. And in our modern world, we live in a very sympathetic state most of the time, which means that liver qi becomes over agitated, hot, stagnant, can damage the liver yin. There's that yin energy again, preventing that liver from settling down, that sympathetic nervous system from disengaging and allowing that parasympathetic to take over and calm everything down. Now, thought, idea, sort of that racing thought, that ties back into that parasympathetic system, that spleen system, which is our primary digestive system. In Chinese medicine, any system with a physiological function is going to have similar mental, emotional, and spiritual functions. So if our digestive system digests food, it also digests thought. And what that means is if your digestive system's ever been not working well, and you've eaten something and it just feels like a brick rolling in your stomach over and over and over and it just won't go away, same thing. If that system isn't engaging, thoughts, same process. They just roll over and over, undigested in the head, and we're not able to get to sleep. Okay? So what we want to do in that case is we want to try to rebalance those systems. We want to calm down the sympathetic. We want to increase the parasympathetic. There's a couple things that we can do. Number one is we want to make sure that we're getting plenty of exercise throughout our day because that exercise helps stimulate the muscles and helps discharge sympathetic energy and re-engage the parasympathetic energy because when the muscles are activated, they're damaged. The body wants to go into a recuperative state in order to restore and repair those muscles, so it's going to help put us into that state. The other thing we want to do is we want to try as much as possible to take care of our stress. Now, I know that in our world of taxes and traffic, that's probably never going to happen, but journaling, list making, getting it all out there so you can say, look, I've got it in one place. I'm going to go to sleep and let the mind get quiet. That can really help. Okay? There's a couple things that you can do right around bedtime to help. Like I said, journaling or list making. A cup of mint tea can actually be really powerful. Mint has a really excellent settling effect on the liver and the sympathetic nervous system. It's going to help ramp that back down, calm that energy down, and let you settle out a little bit. So a nice cup of mint tea before bed can really super duper help. Okay? Now, the other thing that you can do, and this goes back to that yin and yang energy a little bit, is if you take just a bucket of warm water, just soak your feet in warm water for 5 to 10 minutes. It's very calming, very relaxing, and very settling. The last thing you can do is once you're actually in bed, you can try some counted breathing. Now, people have counted sheep plenty of times, and they've tried to focus on just their breathing. Active progressive relaxation, where you tense and relax your muscles, all those go along a similar pattern, but I personally prefer counted breathing. And basically, you don't have to do anything fancy. What you're going to do is you're going to breathe relaxed, natural, not try to force any particular rhythm or rate on your breath, but simply count your breath, inhale and exhale, and try to make the inhale and exhale the same length. And if either feels uncomfortable trying to make it that long, shorten the other one. I recommend people start with a simple 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out. Okay? What you want to do is you're going to find that your mind tries to drift, but each time it does, bring it back to the counting and the breath, and that's the place to stay. What that'll do is that'll give your mind something active to focus on, while at the same time not letting it focus on those stressors, which will help the sympathetic nervous system and that liver system discharge and disengage and return back to that parasympathetic state. Okay? Studies have also shown that however you breathe, your body responds to that. So if you breathe slowly as if you're asleep, your body moves more naturally to sleep. Now, let's talk a little bit about waking up in the middle of the night. Now, obviously, you're not here to answer this question, although if someone wants to post it in the comments below, you're welcome to. But depending on what time of night you wake up, also has a lot to do with what's going on, because the Chinese use what we call the horary clock. Energy moves through the body in a basic circadian rhythm, and depending on what time you wake up, will show what meridian or system is out of balance. In fact, that horary clock looks something like this. Image. Okay? So, what you can do is you can look at that and see what time you're waking up in relation to which of those systems is out of balance. Now, what I'll tell you is we've been talking a lot about that liver system is causing sleep problems. The most common time to wake up is between 1 and 3 a.m. You'll notice that's that liver wedge on the pie. That's because that sympathetic system is still trying to re-engage. It's trying to fire the body back up because it still thinks there's a tiger in the room because you haven't successfully discharged it. So again, managing that stress at the beginning before you go to sleep is going to help reduce that waking up in the middle of the night. So it's all about discharging that energy. Another thing that you can do the liver 6 healing sound exercise, okay? So what you're going to do really simply, God bless rolling chairs, so you're going to link your fingers, you're going to push up, and you're going to lean to your left. Your liver is over here on the right, so I'm just trying to open up and stretch the liver a little bit. I'm going to open and stretch the liver. I'm going to really open my eyes wide, and the sound I'm going to make is shh, like I'm hushing someone, shh, shh. And as I do that, I really want to keep my mind here on the liver, and that's going to help discharge that excess agitated energy, okay? So just nice deep breath, 3 slow deep breaths. Hands come up, lean to the left. And I can do that 2 or 3 times before bed as well. And that will help vibrationally open up that liver energy and discharge that excess heat and excess energy that's keeping us awake at night. Oh, zooming in for the close-up. All right, so that's insomnia in a nutshell, at least this type of insomnia. Okay, so I hope you found this useful. Hopefully we've given you a few things that you can try out at home. Please, we need some more questions, so throw those down in the comment here or in any of the comments, pretty much anywhere. We'll find them and we'll get to your questions. Make sure you click subscribe so that you don't miss any of our great posts. Throw a like on this video so everybody knows how super awesome and extra smart we are. And we'll see you guys next time.